Hey, Farrell Henhouse, and thanks for the question. Yes, I can absolutely go back over the feeds and give a couple quick updates. For the baby quail that are growing and running around and doing just fine and almost not using the heat lamp anymore, although I know they still need it for another week or two, I'm feeding them this Wild Plus from Kalmbach Feeds. It's a 28% pheasant starter. Last time around I was using a turkey starter, and I don't have any issues with that, but I thought this one has a picture of a bobwhite and a pheasant on the front of it, and that's a little bit more appropriate for the birds that I'm raising. So I'm trying this out with them to see how it'll work, and so far I'm not disappointed with their activity levels or how they're growing. So I'm going to see how this goes. It's the same 28% protein that the turkey starter was, and so I suspect I'm going to have similar results, but I'll weigh them out as we get older and see how that helps them develop. All right, so for my laying hens, I'm using this Nutrina NatureWise Hardy Hen 18% protein feed. I pick it up at Tractor Supply. It's just easier when I'm only feeding a couple of hens to grab that rather than order from Kalmbach, and it's got 18% protein, so the birds are happy. They lay a lot of eggs on it. I have no issues with that, and they're doing great. They're growing. They're big. They're maintaining their body size. I have no concerns or see no differences between what I was feeding them the Kalmbach and feeding them this NatureWise feed, so that they're laying tons of eggs and maintaining body size, and that's really what I want them to do. And I've got 8 birds and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 eggs today, as I had 8 eggs yesterday and 8 eggs the day before. So egg production is not impaired by by having that. For the visitor birds are also getting the pheasant starter because they're kind of a quaily bird, so they're doing that. And then last but not least, we got more chicken chicks. Let's see if I can show you a better quick shot of them. Yep. Drove out to Terrebonne, Oregon on Saturday. There was a nice lady there who is raising American Erminet chickens. They're a heritage breed from America, early 1900s. They thought they were extinct somewhere in the mid 1950, 1960 realm, but a couple of breeders kept them going. They're a heavier dual-purpose breed for meat production and egg production. They lay about 220 to 230 eggs a year and grow big enough that you can stew them or cook them up if you want to. And so we're going to transition over into these from the handful of birds that we currently have, and we're going to use them to lay eggs and provide meat for us going down the line. I'm going to try breeding them a little bit. I've got some ideas for that. If I get a rooster and enough hens out of here, I'm going to start just a little breeding program in here for them. But they're a really pretty white and black speckled bird, kind of like an Ermine Americana, but they're a heavier bird that you can actually use for meat, and they lay consistently, and also brown eggs they lay. So that's that. For them, I am feeding them, where to put it? Oh, there it is. This same thing from the company that makes the feed for the layers, the NatureWise Chick Starter Grower, 18% crumble, non-medicated. Seems to be doing well for them. They're running around, they're eating, they're drinking. They look super lively. Everything looks good. Very happy with that. And yeah, lots of life going on in the shed. I do hear some peeps coming out of my hatcher, so I'm excited to see what that hatch throws me. That's another set of the away birds or the visitor birds, and the visitor birds are doing good. But yeah, that's what I'm feeding them right now. I will probably transition back to Kalmbach a little bit more heavily with the birds as I start getting back into quail a little bit more. But for right now, because the chicken chicks were kind of a last minute on Thursday-ish, I made the decision to go get them, and I didn't have the time to order feed for them. So I bought the NatureWise because I can pick that up at Tractor Supply. And then because I had just a handful of birds back here, it was just easier once a month to go to Tractor Supply and get a bag of feed than it was to order from Kalmbach or order from Chewy to get the Kalmbach feed. But I intend to go back to the Kalmbach for them once I've got a few more quail in here. And then obviously I'm feeding the Kalmbach to them for the for the chicks, and they're doing really well. So again, thanks for the question. Hope this answers everything you were looking for. And different stages of life. I just got that part. Sorry about that. So as the birds get older, I will transition them from the starter feed to the 20% flock maker, I think is what Kalmbach calls it. It's a 20% feed, and that's what I was using before. They seem to do really well on that. I shifted them over to that at about 6 or 8 weeks old, and never saw any issues. Had many birds reaching 15-16 ounces by 10 weeks old, and so was pretty happy with that growth rate and what I saw from those feeds. But yeah, so Kalmbach starter feed for them to Kalmbach all flock or flock raiser or flock maker, something like that. That's a 20%, and that's for the quails. The chicks will go from the chicken chicks will go from the Nature-Wise chick starter grower to the Nature-Wise layer feed 18%, and then the adult layers that are just my laying hens for the quails right now are getting the Nature-Wise hardy hen, and they will continue to get that because it works well for them, and everything is good there. All right, so now I think I fully answered your question. Let me know if you have any more concerns or want to know any more data. But excited to have the new American Erminettes in the shed, as well as the quails. And I, like I said, I do hear some peeps from the incubator, so I'm looking forward to see what pops out of there next. All right, have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.